the King Nzinga story. Remember, you promised.
Okay, Timmy, what's the story so far?
Well, we learned about King Luanimi
Good.
taking over from the evil King Kamasa.
Oh.
Learn about the Governing Council of Congo. The rebel Jogo to Congo. Then Jogo was brought before King Nzinga, and now he has presented a proposal to the king that will allow them to trade freely in Congo.
Very good, Timmy. Now let's continue this interesting story and see what our great king decides.
My Portuguese explorer. I am Vemba Nzinga, the governor of Suyu and the king's son. I have previously studied international trade at Timbuktu University in the Kingdom of Mali, and I learned a bit about your cultures. My king, I would advise that you consider this very carefully, as an alliance will obviously bring in a lot of wealth and an expansion of our borders. I have said this before and I will say it again. Learning foreign cultures is not a bad thing, but will rather improve relationships with these foreigners. My king, you know you have always said you want your name to be on the lips of the people beyond the Atlantic. Here is your opportunity. And remember, I previously requested for this same thing, but with Diogo present, we can have a formal school for European education.
What? This nonsense again in November.
Great King Nzinga, I apologize as I did not intend to cause any friction amongst your cabinet members. Christianity teaches us to live in peace and harmony with others.
Oh, is that why you fight with the Spanish and the French? And you're offering to bring us weapons to kill our neighbors and bring you slaves to live in harmony?
Great King, I can understand the skepticism of your army, General. But if you will allow it, I can travel with 2 or 3 of your leaders back to Lisbon, so that they can see how the Christian faith has changed lives and how we have embraced the presence of foreigners in our kingdom. Whatever they see and experience, they can report back to the king. And I believe this will help the king make a better decision.
The king is calm. Nkita and Mvemba draw closer to the king and talk in whispers. They step back and the king looks at Diogo sternly.
I will think about this for a few days. In the meantime, you and your friends are guests in my palace. I encourage you to see our beautiful villages and learn a bit of our ways. I'll give you a reply in 3 days.
The king gets up from his throne. Everyone prostrates as he leaves. The visitors are ushered out to their resting place. Diogo comes out of his residence, accompanied by the ship's captain. He asks Diogo about going to find some women to have fun with. Diogo reprimands him, reminding the captain that the final payment will not be his if their mission is not successful. They begin to walk around the town, taking in the simplicity and beauty of the place. Seeing how the women are driven in the carts, heading to the market square, a training center where young men are learning how to create objects from copper, and carts heading towards the copper mine. Then they are met by the elder, who tells them that he has been instructed to be their guide for their stay. Diogo begins to ask him questions about trading points, legal tender, port rules, and the politics of the place. His questions are answered to the best of the elder's knowledge. Then an interesting conversation ensued.
Who is the closest person to the king? And what powers does the queen have?
The mother of the queen is a very influential figure in the cabinet. Our great King Nzinga has two wives. The first wife gave birth to Mvemba, governor of Soho, whom you've met, but is the second son. While his second wife gave birth to his first son, Mpanzu, who controls another region in the kingdom. But she died when Mpanzu was about 2 years old. Mvemba is a very influential person, as all trade via the ports are authorized by him. But the king's closest ally is his half-brother, Nkita, whom I believe you've also met.
I remember him. I don't like him. Does the king have enemies within his cabinet? Or are there customs he's not pleased with?
The king loves his people, and his people love him.
Ooh, I'm sorry for the captain's question. That was rude. But I think we just need to know if we should be wary of anyone who could ruin the arrangement once it is in place.
You be very careful, as no decision has been made.
are brought to the raffia factory where they meet with the person in charge, who happens to be the wife of Nzinga. A big, beautiful woman with heavy hips. Nzinga is a member of the bureaucrats in the king's cabinet. Diogo asks if she is a good friend of the queen. Immediately her expression changes. Diogo presses and realizes that with the presence of the elder, she would not speak. He signals the captain, who distracts the elder by taking him into the factory and asking him for a tour.
Who or what is the king unhappy with? You can tell me, and I'll make sure I make it worth your while. I'll give you anything you ask.
Really? Anything?
Well, anything I can afford. And I assure you, I can afford a lot.
Would you believe me if I told you that the king was in love with me?
What? Seriously?
Yes! But I cannot be chosen as his first wife, as I am not from the required region. Nor his second wife, as I am not from a wealthy family. It was harsh and difficult. He called cabinet meetings because of it, but his cabinet members bluntly refused. He has a problem with the rule that the cabinet provides women for him to choose from to be his wife, as he has always wanted to explore other kingdoms. The king is crazy about beautiful women. He likes the lighter skinned ones, reason why he wants to look beyond our borders as we are quite dark skinned.
Thanks, milady. This is very useful information. Here, this is a small diamond stone. I know you will love it. And oh, please, if you have any more information, don't hesitate to let me know, okay?
This is absolutely gorgeous. It does suit me, doesn't it?
Perfectly, ma'am. Captain Estrada, milady, we need to get going. You have been most helpful. I should be seeing you very soon, I believe.
Captain Estrada returns with the elder. They all then leave the factory. We are in the king's chambers with some of the members of cabinet present, as he has called for them to deliver his verdict on the alliance with Diogo and the Portuguese king. In attendance are Nzinga, governor of Soyo, Nkita Kitima, Nganga, and the king's mother. King Nzinga starts by telling the history of their people, then indicates that this story is only told amongst their people and neighboring regions. But he wants his story to reach the eyes and ears of all parts of the world, as well as fill the mouths of the white man. And this can start with the Portuguese.
My king, reach the eyes and ears of the white man. At what cost?
Nkita, please remember you are in the presence of our king.
Thank you, Nganga. Do you have something to say?
Yes, my king. You shouldn't be worried about the presence of the white man. They have not come to impose their religions, rather share their beliefs. And they are here to trade and will pay well for slaves and raw materials. My king, I propose we go into an alliance. We learning their ways does not mean we accept them. The cost of not going into an alliance is too great, my king. It would be left to those who travel with the white man to determine if they have evil intentions.
My son, we do have to trade carefully. If their intention is to share their beliefs and ideas while trading, it means their people will live with us. And as we have seen already, our ways are quite different. We will have to compromise. I do not think this would be good for our children, our women, our tradition. Who knows? We might begin seeing pale-faced women dressed in funny clothing, walking down the streets of Mbanza, Congo. Pa! Let's not be hasty, my son.
The thought of pale-faced women in Congo puts a smile on the king's face.
Nzinga, I agree with you.
My king, no!
That is enough, Nkita. We will send 3 persons from this cabinet. And Nzinga, you will lead them.
I'll be honored to do our great kingdom this service, my king.
They call for Diogo, and he is informed of the king's verdict. Diogo agrees that he can accommodate 3 more persons for the trip back to Lisbon. Diogo has 2 days to prepare for his journey back, and his guests are to spend at least 18 calendar months. The other 2 cabinet members are chosen. The cabinet is dismissed.
Okay, Timmy, we'll stop here for now.
Oh, Dad, another 10 minutes.
No more tricks, young man. We'll continue some other time. I have to go to work.
Okay, but I'll remind you when you get back.
Not a problem at all. See you later, fam.